Yeah, a friend of mine just got in touch with me. She sent me some people to watch, so I'm gonna watch it and send her our stuff. I haven't talked to her in like a long time, and she lives in Berlin. But she just was like, "Wait, I wanted to read what she sent because she's just like, this reminded me of you because we used to talk about crop circles and stuff." Anyway, she's like, I just got thinking of you because I was reading this book, When Plants Dream, and got to this line: the two elements in the shamanic traditions that pose the most direct and radical challenge to the accepted Western worldview are the existence of multiple worlds or realms of consciousness and the reality of spirit beings. And then she said, and I was like, oh, Danielle. But anyway, the two elements in the shamanic traditions that pose the most direct and radical challenge to the accepted Western worldview are the existence of multiple worlds or realms of consciousness and the reality of spirit beings.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's a radical challenge for us. Maybe that's the point where we're at right now.
Oh, do you remember me talking about crop circles where I was like, I had this like, I don't know, I was in the bathtub and it was just like, all of a sudden, I just sort of like had this realization of like a story was playing out in my head of like what, like how they're made and what they are. And it's like I think I sent you that text message, but it was, or that voice message. But yeah, I think they're fairies. I think that crop circles are fairies, and I like the real crop circles. I'm not talking about the ones that, which are a lot of them now, but that are made. I'm talking about like the actual organic ones that have a different frequency to them and have like braided threads, and they don't actually hurt the plant at all. It's all still alive and still growing, and they have like really pretty geometric patterns. They're not going to be putting an alien face or like some binary code or like a real literal message, because they are not for us. The crop circles are not messages for us. They are, it's like a ceremonial thing for the fairy world. And it's like their New Year's, it's like their New Year's celebration. And it's like a way for them to communicate with each other and not us. That's like so in my head, like I was seeing the little blue lights at night that float over and those are fairies. They're actually little fairies making the crop circles. I'm not saying this is true, but it was a vision that I had that I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I could see that. I wonder if they know that we are receiving the messages.
Yeah. They don't care because they don't like, they're not for us. Like they're for each other. Like, and it's some sort of like, it's some sort of big signal to other fairy types about like work done for that season amongst like their group or something. Like it's like, it's some sort of, it's like a celebrational signaling is what I, in my vision, got.
Wow. So, well, they must have short seasons because sometimes many appear in one season.
Yeah, but not very many are real. Not all of them are real, you know.
That's true, but there are sometimes that like years ago that there were like
a lot.
I don't know, like hundreds kind of.
Yeah, but I think it must be like, I mean, if you think about it in terms of like it's say the fairy realm is like in the mundane to the universe, like let's say they really are in charge of some sort of like elemental functioning of the planet's organs or something, like within herself, right? Mm-hmm. Like it could literally be some kind of completion of some cycle within the planet's life, you know what I'm saying? So right. It's like it could be something like that.
Yeah, like we don't know exactly what it's pertaining to.
I don't know what it's pertaining to, but it could be timed to specific.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting thought. I could see why that with the little blue dots, lights.
Yeah, that's weird. But then I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's what I think crop circles are today.
The crop circles, they've also talked about them if you don't think of them as two-dimensional, you really have to look at them as at least three-dimensional or even four-dimensional, meaning if you were to just replicate it, like if it's a pattern and it's not flat, so you have to kind of see the bottom of it and see the whole shape of it. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes, it's also like in a time, in a place, So it's third and fourth dimensional also. So yeah, I don't know. Crop circles
Okay,
are
I see what
cool.
you're saying. Like, so it could be in multiple planes at once, or
It's
like
multiple
like like
planes, yeah, or
multiple
multiple
dimensions at once. I could see that.
yes,
I think that that actually would probably go with the fairy, because the fairies do live in other dimensions. So sometimes
right.
they go over it. So maybe it's like a portal. Maybe they're creating portals.
Maybe, yeah, maybe those are portals. That's true. And also, you know what I was thinking? Maybe a positive side effect of all of these crops being illuminated, and because they're not destroyed, and in fact they're you know they're like they're it seems like there's at the node there's been some change, right? And then
Oh yeah, yeah.
they bend down but they don't break. But I was thinking that maybe there's like an extra like essence to it, so that when those crops are actually finally cut and made into or sold and like made into breads and whatever else they use it for, like
Like an
we're getting
energy
like
transfer.
there's
Like
like an
there's
energy transfer, like we're getting like this higher vibrational food.
that would be cool, but then only England would be, or mainly England would be like.
Maybe, I don't know who they export to, but yeah, could
That's
be.
true. That's true. Like it is weird
Yeah.
that they're kind of localized in to mainly.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, then it goes to the question of the ley lines and stuff. But there goes your fairies too, because there's, you know, there's that whole, there's like a fairy realm there too. I mean, not that there aren't all over the world, but yeah, could be.
I don't know if it's
Um,
true. It's just something like that came to me. That was
yeah, one of the many truths, one
right.
of the
That's the
many
thing. Is
aspects.
yeah. Who knows? Is there really truth? Like that's an interesting one. That's a really interesting one.
Yeah, exactly. There's no one.